Okay. Hello! Oh my god, let's see. Whew. I'm so excited. Last time, Rika continued to explore this new world. Hey, Apparition. If everyone's well today. Just learning more and more just how utter... Yes, I was being quite dramatic there, Mr. Pigeonhole. Rika's gonna send somebody. She just needs to get into her shaman girl outfit and avoid Dr. Leskinen. Let's just cram everything together in one thing. Okay, let's see. Last time Rika talked with Hanyu and basically learned that she has to free the missing fragment, which is basically how Hanyu travels between worlds. And from what we've seen, the fragments are the little crystals that we've seen floating in the 5D space when we get a chance to go there and see what that area looks like in Minagoroshi and Matsuribayashi. And apparently they're, as we thought, as we could surmise, they're portals to all the different worlds that Hanyu, we've just learned that Hanyu can access them this way as well. We've known that 5D Rika, who I am pretty much 99% sure is Frederika Bernkastel. Basically, she's probably listening in to what Rika is doing right now and saying, hey, you know, that's a great idea. Let me name myself this. I'll take this name. And I'm betting that's what's going to happen. Is there too. And I do not know if Hanyu is aware of 5D Rika. That is something I'm not sure of. But who knows? We might learn that by the end of Saikoroshi, if she is aware of her. 5D Rika Bernkastel, I assume, is definitely aware of everybody and everything. Who I'm having some kind of feeling that is behind all of this. As I said last time, because she's basically now treating the worlds as her playthings, just experimenting with different scenarios. So we're going to see what that's like. And right now, Rika has come back from her conversation with Hanyu and is talking with her mother about meals. Thank you very much for always making my meals. Nipa!
どうしたの急に
What's gotten into you all of a sudden?
母の日はとっくに過ぎてるわよ
Mother's Day was a long time ago. While being kind to my mother and patting her shoulder, I caressed her head. Of course, it's all just a ruse. If a power similar to Hanyu's is dwelling in her, if I touch her like this, I'll be able to feel it, no matter how weak it is. Interesting. If I feel that power coming from my mother, I wonder if I'd be able to kill her right here and now. Yeah, that was another thing we talked about. If it's inside a person, if the fragment is trapped inside a person, and it looks like it is, because Hanyu said it could be a feeling, then she'd have to kill that person to release it. And that would be quite a conundrum. Be the biggest irony. I should have no hesitation to kill. But I can't say I really do have no hesitation right now. And that's why I wish that power wouldn't dwell in my mother. But at the same time, I also had a sinking feeling. If that power wasn't in her, I didn't know where I should look next. Far different from the expectations of my mother laughing ticklishly, I carefully make sure if she is the person I should kill or not.
ありがとう 気持ちは十分伝わったからもう許して。
And thank you. I've gotten enough of your gratitude for now, so please let me go.
くすぐったくて辛いわ。
It's ticklishly painful. While laughing not entirely unpleased, my mother said, "Enough already." Even with this careful investigation, I couldn't feel any sign of the power. My mother is not the being who has the fragment. Well, that's a relief. I'm already caressing my father's head. It wasn't in him either. Seeing that the two closest people to the legend of Oyashiro-sama were not the ones, the probability of the fragment that the fragment is dwelling in a person seemed to be low. Not having to kill a person makes me happy, but this also means that I've lost a clue. The probability of it being in a person is low. Oh, they repeated that dialogue. But I guess I should make sure of it by caressing the heads of the villagers, other than my parents, whenever I have the chance. Oh my god, is this going to turn into a comedy? Not for a little bit. Jeez. As Rika's quest to give head pats to everyone in Yamizawa continues. Oh my god. Along with that, I have to start deciphering that pile of ancient documents from the ritual toolshed. If I were to compare the sin of killing one person with all the trouble I'd have to finish reading all that huge pile, I need a long time to decide which of the two to choose. Hello, Eliumi. Lovely to see you here. I meet the morning for many Okay, this is just awkwardly worded here. I meet the morning for the... God. Okay, I'm going to read this out to you guys. And you're just going to see how they wrote this. I meet the morning for the many time since I was washed ashore to this world. That's literally what the translation says. That morning was just like in the former world I know, almost regrettably. I hear that next Sunday will be the Watanagashi festival. It's the first time I've been so indifferent to the event. Since Hinamizawa will be completely evicted next year, this means this will be the last time for it. It seemed a solemn festival was being prepared as a send-off. This world doesn't even have the ritual dance I'd have to offer as the last survivor of the Furude family, if it was the normal world. But it doesn't seem the time leading up to it will be spent playing around after all. Helping with emergency food, keeping watch on the phone calls, it seems the children will be put to work in their own way. I've already grown completely accustomed to going to school alone. When I went to school together with Satoko, we ran, fell down, and every day was busy and fun. But that already feels like a scene from a long gone past. A number of days have already passed. I've been having to sort out my feelings. And now I was already losing the ability to shed tears over memories like those. Everything in order to go back to the former world. Even if I happen to curse the mess I am in, I won't shed tears again. That's why, even having met Satoko in front of the school gate and being bluntly ignored, in spite of having greeted her, I didn't feel sad anymore. Jesus Christ. That must be heartbreaking. Oh my god. Rika. Oh god. Because the real Satoko is my best friend. So even if I'm ignored by this fake Satoko, my heart won't be hurt at all. Mion was not bluntly cold like Satoko, but she only seemed to think of me as one classmate among many. Reina seemed to try to communicate with me instead, but that was a contact out of some kind of pity that originated from my isolation, and just accepting that contact seemed sad instead. That's why I came to treat Reina's unnecessary nosiness unkindly. Having repeated that approach several times, Reina sensed I didn't wish for that, and started not to care for me either. I don't find being all by myself lonely anymore. In this fake world, being isolated as a foreigner was only natural, and socializing was so annoying and unnecessary that I found my situation comfortable instead. That's right, comfortable. If I reach the point where I'd feel like that, even if nobody talked to me during break, even if I'm not invited to eat lunch, even if I'm not invited to play after school, I'd be perfectly fine. Since the classroom has only a few students, if I pick a book not related to the class, it will end up immediately confiscated by Chie. Reading an ancient document during the class seemed to be impossible, so I had no choice but to wrap it up with the cover I made by folding flyers face down, and go on reading at the break time, pretending to be reading a tankobon manga. Bringing manga is forbidden, but as long as it's a novel and as long as you don't read it during class, she overlooks it, meaning tacit consent. As long as I can ignore all the hustle and bustle, the lunch break was the time when I could concentrate the most on it. In some of the previous worlds, there was a period when I fished for ancient documents to read after getting tired of the repeating days. Thanks to that, I understood most of what was in this one. It'd be good if somewhere in an ancient document there was a hint about the existence of the fragment that refuses Hanyu in this world, but today it began to rain in the middle of the classes. Because of that, nobody can go out to the schoolyard, and so are spending their energy inside the class unmanageably. Due to that, the place was terribly and amazingly noisy, and to me, it was an uncomfortable day. What are you reading with such a moody face? Simultaneously with those words, the ancient document is plucked from my hands, and there was Satoko's face, smiling with apparent disgust. What the heck is this? I can't make heads or tails of it. As though looking at something dirty, Satoko looked at the ancient document she snatched from me and said that, with the little knowledge Satoko has, there's no way it'd be comprehensible to the likes of her. After all, even I, who learned how to read ancient writings with my father in the past, have difficulties to understand it if I don't read it many times over. Naturally, to Satoko, its contents meant nothing. They're written with indistinct characters on squalid paper, and, for some reason, its unsanitary looks seem to amuse her even more. However, even if it is only a dirty book to Satoko, to me, it's something where hints to return to the former world might be recorded. When I try to snatch it back, seeming to have foreseen it already, Satoko tosses it towards a friend of hers. Ah, what's this? Ah, how dirty! That's okay, OA. I'm just glad you're here. Hi! The kid who received it tosses it to another kid. and the kid who received it makes an unpleasant face, as though they had received something filthy. And tossed it to another kid, while putting on a mischievous smile. Keep away, keep away! Ha ha ha! Over here, little demon! Mion-san, pass it on! Some other classmates pass it by throwing it to the other kids, whenever I chase after them and tease me. Suddenly, Mion too was already in the circle, and it looked like the whole class was bullying me. None of the things that happened today is for the first time. Jesus Christ. No, perhaps since before I arrived here, it's always been like this. Even in a class with no more than just 10 people, there was a hierarchy, there were groups. Without belonging to any of these, and without trying to belong either, I was, so to speak, the weakling of the class, without a doubt, just someone they can bully. Only Reina tried to tell everyone to stop trying to help me, but nobody listened. To the classmates who wanted something, anything to fool around with, I was definitely the only toy in the class. They probably want to say, what's so bad about playing with it during lunch break? However, in the last few days here, this had long crossed the border of being pleasant and was arriving in the region of irritating. The Satoko of this world obviously treats me with malice. Thinking back now, even at the ball incident at the schoolyard, on the occasion I came here, she must have thought that about teasing poor Rika, who was standing in the schoolyard, and then intentionally threw the ball. I wonder if Satoko was ever the type of person who doesn't care about the pain of others. She went through harsher experiences than anyone, and for that reason, even though she had a sharp tongue, she was the person who understood the pain of others more than anyone. I see. The Satoko of this world has their parents alive and well, and doesn't suffer bullying from the villagers. In other words, it means she didn't have harsher experiences than anyone. Personality is not just a thing we are born with. It's something we develop from the mistakes and experiences we go through as well. I guess it probably means that in a world that continued to present Satoko with fortunate rolls of the dice, Satoko ended up developing a personality like this. In other words, it means this Satoko has only an outward appearance resembling, but she is a completely different person from my best friend, Satoko. After understanding that, the sadness of being bullied by Satoko disappears, and instead, to my eyes, she becomes just like an unpleasant damn brat, hindering my attempts to return to my former world as soon as I can. Don't you mess with me. You are you. You can do just whatever you like in this crazy world, but don't hinder my desperate efforts to return to the world of my own. Come on, Frederika-san. It's over here. Once again, the ancient document returns to Satoko. This time, Satoko teases me while flapping the ancient document, telling me over here, while pinching her nose with the finger as if carrying something disgusting. The whole class burst out laughing. When I rudely go to Satoko, naturally, she tosses the ancient document to someone. She probably thinks I'll turn and go over there, but without minding the ancient document's destination. I just head straight towards Satoko. That is certainly possible, Eliomi, because we aren't spending very much time with Mion here at all. And literally everybody's troubles were undone And there's really no way to know that, really. There really is no way to know. And this Mion here certainly feels a lot more like Shion. You're absolutely right. That I'd say that's definitely possible that they were never switched. Because everyone else's like unfortunate incidents in the past were undone, so it totally makes sense for that to be undone too. I grasped her fist tightly, making sure to tuck in my nail into the joint of her finger, in order to explain a very important thing to Satoko in an extremely short time, to make her understand and not allow any rebuttal. I thought this method was the fastest. I punched Satoko's face with my right fist. The tip of my fist was driven into the space below Satoko's left eye, and gave her a bruise I guess won't disappear for some time. Holy fuck! I promptly grabbed her hair and made her tumble to the floor, and then I raised the chair of someone nearby over my head and hit her 2 or 3 times. Rika, don't fuck around. Holy shit. Oh god. This is things you'd never think you'd see. Oh, God. Wow. Rika is 10,000% done. Oh my god, jeez. Motherfucker. That was just, Without being able to understand what just happened, Satoko was confused by the sudden burst of violence, and all she could do was to curl herself like a turtle. Even though I had hit her with the chair in such conditions, since I didn't use much strength, she wasn't hurt very much. I placed the chair and leave it straddled over the upper half of Satoko's body. It's just as if restraining Satoko tumbled onto the floor. I raised my foot and placed it over the chair, and leaned on it as though pushing in a stake.
Satoko, あんた少しうるさい。
Satoko, you're pretty annoying.
私の親友と同じ顔してるから、ちょっと多めに見てきたけど。
Since you have the same face as my friend, I've been tolerating you until now.
いい加減。あんたのその甲高い声にもイラついてきたわ。
However, I've finally grown sick of that shrill voice of yours.
以後、私の半径1メートル以内に入ったら、言い訳なしで即ぶん殴るから、そのつもりでよろしく。
From now on, if you ever come within 1 meter of me again, expect me to beat you to a bloody pulp right then and there.
聞いてる?
Understand? True, Owe, yeah. I know, it's just such a weird thing to think about and see. Oh my god. It's like you really got Rika's personality. She is salty blueberry. 100% like she is sweet and sour. Without a doubt. Then, upon violently treading on the chair once more, I finally could see Satoko putting up an expression of panic. Indeed, I was quite right. Quite right. Nothing better than saying things to the point. But I'm getting irritated. This expression of Satoko, it's something I'd never wish to see. To have created that expression with my own hands made me feel bad. But it's fine. After all, this Satoko is not the Satoko I know. Besides, I'll definitely leave this world someday. Even if I were to kill her in this place, she doesn't have anything to do with the Satoko of my world. So even if Satoko turned those panicked eyes toward me like this, my heart didn't feel pain at all.
ほら、リカちゃんの本を返してあげて。
Hey, give Rika-chan's book back.
はい、リカちゃん。
Here, Rika-chan. Rena took back the ancient document for me from a dumbfounded classmate.
だからもう、さとこちゃんを許してあげて。
You've done enough, so please forgive Satoko-chan.
少しやりすぎだよ。
This is a bit too much.
ふーん。
Fine.
なら、私の大切な本を奪って、貴重な読書の時間の邪魔をするのは、大してやりすぎではない。
Then snatching my important book and disturbing my precious reading time is not too much.
そういう意味じゃなくて。
I didn't mean it like that.
当事者じゃないなら引っ込んでて。
If you have nothing to do with it, go away.
私はこれを取り戻せて満足よ。
I'm satisfied that you've managed to get this back. I kicked the chair away to show that I've released Satoko. But it seemed that Satoko was scared by my gesture of rudely kicking the chair, stiffening her body. I quickly returned to my seat. Then Satoko started to loudly cry, to the point of being shameless. Satoshi rushed over there and made a big fuss, full of carefulness, saying infirmary. Immediately the fuss reached the staff room, and Chie and the principal rushed over.
大丈夫ですか、さとこさん。
Are you all right, Satoko-san?
これはあざになるかもしれませんね。
This may become a bruise.
サトシ君、保健室へ連れて行って休ませてください。
Satoshi-kun, please take her to the infirmary and let her rest there.
私は山本先生を呼んできます。
I will call Dr. Yamamoto. While Chie was organizing everything, it seemed the principal was asking Mion what had happened in the class. While intermittently looking at me, Mion explained something to him in a whisper. Who? Just Satoshi, I guess? She might be giving some excuse that she was not involved in what happened anyway. This seemingly coward-like Mion would be quite capable of saying that. Without betraying my expectations, the principal came to where I was and told me to come to his office. When the bullied kid occasionally bullies back, this is what usually happens after all. Oh God, Rika, I could write a book. Seriously, I could write a fucking book. This is 1,000,000,000% true. You have no fucking idea. One kid gets bullied, nobody does anything. Bullies get off scot-free. Bullied kid does one thing back, they get into biggest trouble in the world. Yeah. This is definitely quite realistic. Should I call it collateral damage of the bullying? I got really fed up with her, but my goal was just to give Satoko a warning, so that she would not meddle with me anymore. Since I got to that point, I thought I should calm things down. Oh, the ashtray again. I didn't expect to see this CG. After being taken to the principal's office, I was repetitively asked why I had hit Satoko, and received a stern lecture that I can't make use of violence no matter what. But since he recognized the fault of the other party regarding her conduct of stealing my book and teasing me, my heart got a bit at ease.
これ はなかなか難しい本であるな。
This is quite a difficult book.
フルデ君の家の書物かね。
Is it one of your family's books, Frederika?
まあそんなところなのです。
Well, something like that.
わしも古文は嫌いではないが、これはなかなかに難読だ。
I also don't dislike ancient writings, but this is quite a difficult one.
君には読めるのかね。
Can you read it?
読めなきゃ読みませんです。
If I couldn't, I wouldn't have brought it to read.
それは道理である。
That's true.
どういう内容のことが書いてあるのか、少し校長先生にも教えてくれんかね。
Could you please tell the school principal here about what kind of subject is written here?
Instead of interest for the contents of the book, that gesture trickled with pity, and it felt more like he intended to relax my heart at least a bit, since I had been isolated and bullied in the classroom. Accepting that would do nothing but increase my present misery even more.
別に友達なんか欲しくないし、校長先生に友達になっても欲しくありません。
I don't need any friends, and I don't want the school principal to become my friend either.
もういいのですか？
Is that enough?
私はその続きを一刻も早く読み進めたいのです。
I want to continue my reading as soon as possible.
フルデ君、
Frederika?
読書もいいが、たまには友達に混じって遊ぶのもいいこととは思わんかね。
You can read too, but don't you think it'd be good to once in a while mingle with your friends and play with them?
私の友達は別の遠い場所にいます。
My friends are in a different and distant place.
ここにはいないので興味ないです。
Since they're not here, I'm interested in it.
その手、痛まないかね。
Your hand, doesn't it hurt?
え？
Huh?
あ
Right after being told by the principal, I realized. When I hit Satoko with all my strength, it seems it was grazed by some chance. My right fist was oozing a bit of blood.
保健室に山本先生が来てるから、行って手当てをしてもらいなさい。
Oh, it just gave a nice little bit of trivia that the school principal is canonically Australian. Huh. Wow, that's really interesting. That is cool.
Since Dr. Yamamoto is coming to the infirmary, go over there and have him treated.
そうします。
I'll do that.
フルデ君、
Frederika?
学校は勉強するだけのところじゃない。
I would do an Australian accent, but I'm terrible at it, and two, I'm pretty sure this is going to be his only dialogue in this. Just now, and to change voices right now, but we'll see.
School is not just a place where you study.
友達を作るところでもあるぞ。
It is also a place where you make friends.
少しそこを肝に。
I'm a bit impressed that
失礼しますです。
If you'll excuse me,
ペコリ。
thank you. The principal who can give me a lecture is not the principal in this world. So I didn't bother listening. Midway towards the school infirmary, I pass in front of the classroom. My eyes met with some classmates, but they were immediately turned away. Maybe this is a good sign. Instead of being mocked, it feels more comfortable to be moderately feared. Ah, boy. If burn is the aggregate consciousness of all the Rikas, and this will likely be the last time she does a world jump, I think, oh boy. I've made a couple of Umineko theories that I'll probably share at the end of this, but just because I know that they do take place in the same world. But I don't know. I have a feeling based on the things that we heard the 5D Rika, it's probably Bernkastel, say at the end of Matsuri Bayashi. I think they might be the antagonist of Umineko. Because if they're going to treat worlds like just their plaything, oh boy. Anyway, back to the story. Upon entering the school infirmary, I saw Satoko applying a thing like big absorbent cotton pads below her eye. When Chie, who was accompanying her, saw my figure, she came to me making a scary face.
さあ、二人とも
Come on, you two.
さとこさんはご本を取ってごめんなさいと。
Satoko-san, say I'm sorry for taking your book.
フルデさんは殴ってごめんなさいと。互いに謝りなさい。
Furude-san, say I'm sorry for hitting you and apologize to each other. Having quailed at my sudden violence and made a timid face earlier, now Satoko is putting up a discouraged face, maybe for having recovered her composure and cooled down. Even though she had teased me just a bit, she received a sudden fit of violence and frenzy she couldn't understand, and her look shows she doesn't accept that. My God, there are a lot of typos in this. With such a look. Who knows? I got a lot wrong in Higurashi. Like, I was thinking demons were real and everything, and I guess I kind of was right, but they weren't the source of all the problems and shit. Like, I thought that Rena was possessed and Mion was possessed by different demons and things like that. I had no idea about Hinamizawa syndrome. With such a look, there's no way Satoko will apologize before I do. Of course, since I don't have any obligation to apologize, I won't apologize before her either.
ほら、二人とも
Come on, you two.
お互い謝らないならいつまでもこのままですよ。
If you don't apologize, we'll stay like this forever. Chie shouts at us. While making a bluntly bothered expression, I pushed out my fist, oozing with blood, to Yamamoto.
出血してるじゃないかね。
Huh? It's bleeding, isn't it?
座りなさい。
Sit down.
消毒しよう。
Let's disinfect it.
二人とも
You two?
先生の言うことが聞けませんか？
Can't you listen to what the teacher says?
謝りなさい。
Apologize. If we keep on angering Chie like this, I sense she is quite capable of telling us to stay after school. It's not a laughing matter. Will I get stuck with detention in an unknown school? And right when each second is so precious to me. When I managed to understand this much, I acted faster. While having Yamamoto disinfect my wound, I smoothly spoke words of apology.
校長さん、殴ったりしてごめんなさい。
Ojo-san, I'm sorry for hitting you. Speaking it by myself, I was shocked with how the apology didn't come from my heart. Chie is probably of the same opinion, but for the moment, she appreciates that I at least put it into words.
ほら、フルデさんは謝りましたよ。
Come on, Furude-san already apologized.
さとこさんも謝りなさい。
Satoko-san, you apologized too.
ご本を取っていたずらしてすみませんでした。
I'm very sorry for taking your book and teasing you. Just like me, Satoko too speaks words that didn't come from her soul. I stare right into Satoko's eyes, and through my eyes, Tell her to never mess with me again. However, there's no way this utterly cheeky Satoko would flinch with such a trifling thing. Now, she was glaring back at me with eyes that seemed to want to say, "I'll beat your own game." Chie is shocked with the lack of heart in both of our apologies. At that moment, the bell signaling the end of the lunch break echoed.
ではさとこさん、教室に戻りましょう。
Then, Satoko-san, let's go back to the classroom.
フルデさんも手当てが終わったらすぐに戻ってくるように。
Fuda-san too? Come back as soon as the medical treatment is over. Chie left the school infirmary, accompanied by Satoko. Without even giving her a glance, I just held out my right hand to Yamamoto. The prickling pain of the disinfectant was somewhat weak, and I didn't even feel like that right hand receiving medical care was my own. I see. This is Frederika's hand. It is not my hand.
みんな今年で学校がおしまいになってしまうのが寂しいんだな。
Everyone's really sad that this year will be the last for the school.
君もだろ？
You are too, right?
別にそういうわけじゃない。
Not particularly. I'm not sentimental like that.
住み慣れた故郷が湖底に沈むんだ。
The hometown you used to live in will be submerged at the bottom of a lake.
悲しくないわけがないよ。
There's no way not to feel sad.
君たちの気持ちもよくわかるさ。
I understand how you guys feel.
It seems that Yamamoto interpreted the strained atmosphere of the classroom like that. If he understands it like that, maybe that's fine. To me, it's irrelevant.
君だってちょっと前までは友達がいっぱいいた。
You had lots of friends up until just a while ago, too.
What? Wait, what?
でもたまたま君と特に仲がいい友達がみんな揃って転校しちゃったんだよな。
Okay.
Well, but unexpectedly, all your especially close friends ended up transferring away all at once.
君が突然一人ぼっちになってしまった寂しい気持ちはわしもよくわかる。
I understand how you feel lonely for all of a sudden ending up all alone.
仲の良かった友達ですか？
My close friends. Huh.
ほら、富田くんや岡村くんたちさ。
Remember Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun?
Yeah, I remember those two. Oh my god.
いっつも仲良しの男子たちと一緒にいたじゃないか。
You were always together with those two boys, weren't you?
君はこう一点で随分可愛がられていたと思うけど。
I think you were extremely loved as the lone girl of the group.
Oh my god. I see. It means the Frederika of this world too once had friends. And does it mean that, unluckily, these friends ended up changing schools en masse and left me behind?
でも、友達は彼らだけじゃないんじゃないかね。
But they weren't your only friends, were they?
寂しい気持ちもわかるし、来年までの仲かもしれないけど、クラスの他の子とも友達になって楽しくやっていった方が君にとってもいいんじゃないかい？
I understand your loneliness, but it'd be much better for you to become friends with the other kids of the class and have fun with them, even though that relationship might last only until next year.
別に親しくなりたくなんかないし。
It's not that I don't want to become close to them.
私の本当の友達はあなたの言う通り遠くへ行ってしまったわ。
My real friends, as you said, have already gone far away.
とてもとても遠くへね。
To a very distant place.
私はそこへ帰りたいだけ。
I just want to go back there.
リカちゃんはいつからそんな大人びた話し方をするようになったのかね？
Rika-chan, when did you come to talk like a grown-up like that?
まあ、気分です。
Well, I just felt like it.
先日君がボールを頭にぶつけて気絶した一件以来、君がこれまで見せなかった暗い表情を見せているような気がしてね。
Ever since the point a few days ago when you got knocked out by a ball, you've had a gloomy expression you never showed before.
心配してるんだよ。
I'm worried. I don't know how much intimacy this man called Yamamoto has with Frederika, and how much he knows about her heart. But judging by his tone, he seemed to be one of the precious few adults who could understand the heart of a child, just like the Irie of the other worlds.
あのボールが当たった時、多分フルデリカは死んだと思うんです。
I think that perhaps when that ball hit me, Frederika died.
あれくらいで死んでたらドッジボールもできないよ。
If people died that easily, nobody would play dodgeball.
じゃあ、あれで死んでたんなら君は亡者ということなのかね？
Then if you died because of that, that would mean you're dead right now. Yamamoto laughed lightly, but not in a mocking way at all. It was strictly to urge me to continue. I see. Yamamoto isn't just the doctor of the school infirmary. It seems he also intends to be a consultant for students at a sensitive age. The fact that he is in Irie's place isn't just for show. For some reason, I felt like I could open a bit of my heart to Yamamoto. Maybe it's because he doesn't exist in the world I know. Encountering the form of any person who exists in the world I know feels unpleasant to me. That's why I felt all the more like I could open my heart, at least to a person who doesn't overlap with the other world. Yamamoto thinks of me as a young girl who just hit puberty after all. No matter what kind of nonsense I grumbled to him, he'd still nod in agreement.
私、山本たちの知ってるフルデリカじゃないんです。
I am not the Frederika that Yamamoto and the others know.
それはどういうことだね？
What do you mean by that?
じゃあ君は誰なのかな？
Then who would you be?
とりあえず、ベルンカステルって名乗ることにしました。
For the moment, I've decided to call myself Bernkastel.
フルデリカって名乗ったら、この体の本来の持ち主に悪いので。
If I called myself Frederika, it would be bad for the original owner of this body.
ベルン？
Bern?
横文字かい？
Is that a Western name?
まるで宇宙人みたいだね。
Sounds like the name of a space alien or something. Oh my god! Yamamoto, you're not far off the mark. Oh jeez. I thought he was just thinking like she is really being really chunibyo. Oh my god. I bet that's what he...
君はどこから来たんだい？
別の世界からです。例えるなら、イフの世界。同じひなみ沢だけど、歴史や成り立ちが全く違う世界。この世界では、ダム計画が決定して、村人の立ち退きが決まっているけれど、私の世界は違う。
Oh god, the microphone died? Oh no. Is it back? Oh god, hello? Is it, do you hear me again? Oh no. Do you hear me now? Oh, good, good, good. Okay, oh, when did it die? Was it still on this text page? Was it still on this page of text? Yeah, what happened was I knocked the microphone, but I didn't realize the cord. I unplugged the cord from the microphone. Jeez. The same page? Okay, good. I'll just reread this page then. From a different world. An if world, for example. It's the same Hinamizawa, but it's a world where the history and the way things came about is completely different. In this world, the dam project is determined, and the eviction of the villagers is settled cleanly. But my world is different.
ダム計画に村人が結束して立ち上がり、計画を打倒する。
There, the villagers unite and stand up against the dam project, eventually overthrowing the project.
そして、ダム計画は無期限に凍結された。
And then, the dam project was frozen indefinitely.
そういう世界から来ました。
I came from a world like that. Huh.
では君の来たひなみ沢はダム湖には沈まないわけか。
Okay, that's where it cut off? Okay. Apparition, that's where it cut off? Okay. So yeah, that was right, yeah. I was just remarking, I bet, Yamamoto thinks that Rika is being very Chunibyo at the moment. It's like... And, he's also saying right now, Huh, then do you mean the Hinamizawa you came from doesn't sink under a lake?
そうです。
That's right.
昭和58年の後もずっとのどかな生活が続いていきます。
Even after 1983, the calm life we've always had continues.
いいひなみ沢だね。
That sounds like a nice Hinamizawa.
わしもこの土地をとても気に入ってるから、立ち退きは本当は心苦しい。
I like this place a lot. See, the eviction is a painful reality.
だから、君の来たという世界のひなみ沢に憧れるよ。
That's why I admire the Hinamizawa of the world you say you came from.
その世界のひなみ沢をもう少しわしに教えてくれんかね。
I wonder, could you tell me a bit more about the Hinamizawa of that world? They say that no matter what kind of nonsense the person babbles, nodding is the first step of the cancelling. If I didn't have so much miscellaneous knowledge, maybe I'd have shed tears of gratitude for the intently listening Yamamoto. But I can't overcome the temptation that wants to continue my story. Urged by Yamamoto, I continue on. About how in the world there was a great resistance movement called the Dam War, and how after several years, the dam project is withdrawn, and then, via that war, the villagers strengthen their bonds. And all the villagers are united. The students of the school, absolutely everyone shares a friendship. Now transfer students from outside the village also join in, and then Mion, the class president, opens a club where we happily play games. And Satoko is very unhappy, but she is my best friend. And after that...
さとこちゃんがかわいそうだな。
Poor Satoko-chan.
なんでさとこちゃんが村中からいじめられなくちゃいけないんだい？
Why does Satoko-chan have to be bullied by the villagers?
みんな幸せな世界なんだから。さとこちゃんにも意地悪しないで幸せの輪に入れてあげなよ。
Since it's a world where everyone is happy, they wouldn't be hate towards Satoko-chan, and everyone would accept her into their happy community, right?
別に意地悪で言ってるわけじゃないわ。
It's not that I'm saying it with malice or anything.
私の世界ではそうというだけの話よ。
In my world, it just goes like that.
それにこの世界の聡子よりは辛い運命をたどるかもしれないけど、その聡子は私の一番の友達で、他に比べるものなどない唯一無二の親友。
Besides, while she lives a harsher fate than the Satoko of my world, that Satoko is my best friend. She's a unique and incomparable friend.
だからこの世界の聡子の顔が余計に腹が立つの。
That's why I get so angry with the face of this world's Satoko.
その君の本当の親友と同じ顔で君に意地悪をするのが許せない？
Excuse me? Then you mean you can't forgive the mean things she did to you just because she has the same face as your real friend?
そう。
Exactly. Yamamoto let a deep sigh leak out, and stared outside the window, arms crossed. Although the rain outside had become light, it was still raining. After keeping silence for a while, Yamamoto said,
つまりここは君の世界じゃないということかい？
In other words, this place is not your world. Is that what you mean?
そうです。
That's right.
私は元の世界に帰らなければならない。
I have to return to the former world.
ここは私の世界じゃないんですから。
Because this place is not my world.
確かにそんな楽しいひなみ沢なら一刻も早く元の世界に帰りたいよな。
Certainly, with a fun Hinamizawa like that, I want to go back to that world as soon as possible.
でも帰る方法はあるのかね？
But is there a way to go back?
あります。
There is a way.
でも探すのはとても大変です。
But the search for it hasn't been going well.
ほう、そりゃどんな方法だい？
Oh, and what kind of way is that?
多分このひなみ沢のどこかにかけらが落ちています。
Probably the fragment landed somewhere in this Hinamizawa.
そのかけらのせいで私を元の世界に戻す力を持ったいえ、お社様がこの世界へ来られないのです。
Because of this fragment, Hanyu no Oyashiro-sama, who had the power to put me back in the former world, can't come to this world.
お社様って古出神社に祀られてるあの神様のお社様？
Oyashiro-sama, you say? Is it the same Oyashiro-sama worshipped at the Furude Shrine?
説明すると長いですが、そんなところです。
It's too long to explain, but it's something like that.
私は彼女と一緒にあまたの世界を巡ってきました。
I've traveled to many worlds alongside with her.
この世界はその結果に漂着した世界の一つでしかありません。
As a result of that, this world is the only one of the worlds where I've landed alone.
だから彼女が来てくれればすぐにでも出ていくつもり。
That's why, as soon as she comes for me, I intend to leave this place.
急に話が大きくなったね。
Suddenly the story grows bigger, huh?
つまり君はお社様と一緒にこの世界へ来たわけだ。
In other words, you mean you were supposed to come to this world together with Oyashiro-sama.
ところが君をこの世界から連れ出せるお社様がどういうわけかこの世界に入れない。
And for some reason, Oyashiro-sama, who can take you out of this world, can't enter in this world for some reason.
つまり君は船が漂流してしまって取り残されたようなものということかね。
In other words, you mean you're like a boat that ended up drifting and was left behind?
平たく言うとそういうことです。
Simply speaking, it's something like that.
彼女をこちらに呼びたくても、彼女を阻害するかけらがこのひなみ沢のどこかにある。
Even if I want to summon her to this side, the fragment that refuses her is somewhere in this Hinamizawa.
それを見つけ出して焼いてしまわないと、私は元の世界へ帰れない。
If I don't locate and burn it, I can't go back to the former world.
そのかけらというのはどこにあるんだい？
Where is the fragment you mentioned?
どこかにあるの。
Somewhere around here.
かけらは重い。
The fragment is a feeling.
だからそれが宿る何か。
So the fragment is the something where it dwells.
どんな形をしているものに宿っているのかわからないし、宿っているのがものという保証もない。
I don't know what kind of shape the thing it's in has, and there isn't any guarantee that it's inside a thing.
人間に宿っているのかもしれない。
Maybe it's inside a person.
何もわからないんです。
I don't know anything.
君は物だったら焼くと言ったね。
You said you'd burn it if it's a thing, right?
人だったらどうするんだい？
But what to do about it if it's a person?
羽生は人の場合なら殺すことで同じ意味を持つと言ってる。
Hanyu said that if it is a person, killing that person has the same meaning.
かけらを宿すのが人間でないことを祈ってるわ。
I'm praying that it's not a person carrying the fragment.
その羽生というのは誰だい？
Who is that one called Hanyu?
新しい登場人物だね。
Is that a new character?
ああ、お社様の別名よ。
It's Oyashiro-sama's alias.
むしろ羽生が本名。
Rather, Hanyu is the real name.
お社様なんて名前は後世の村人の誰かがつけた適当な名前じゃない？
The name Oyashiro-sama is a suitable
なるほど。
name.
それが君の読んでいた本に書いてあったのかな？
Oh, sorry, I clicked too soon. The name Oyashiro-sama is a suitable name that the villagers of ancient times gave her, isn't it? I see. Was that written in the book you were reading?
別にそういうわけじゃないわ。
That's not exactly what I meant. Yamamoto doesn't unfold his arms and starts to groan as he's putting things together. Once again, a silence arrived where only the sound of the rain could be heard. I guess I was nervous. Even though I knew telling him my story wouldn't solve anything, I still ended up putting it into words. Right about now, Yamamoto is probably suspecting that something's happened to my head. Looking at that complex expression, it's easy to imagine.
そのかけらは見つかりそうかい？
Does it seem likely that this fragment will be found?
わからないわ。
I don't know.
羽生に干渉する力なのだから、お社様にゆかりのある何かにヒントがあるんじゃないかと思って古文書を読んでいるところ。
Since it's a power that interferes with Hanyu, I thought there'd be hints in something related to Yoshida-sama, So I was reading those old manuscripts.
探し物のヒントを探してる。そんな状態ね。
I'm looking for hints for what to look for. That's my situation.
そうか。
I see.
見つかるといいね。
It'd be good if you find it.
でもそれが人だったら君はどうするんだい？
But if it turns out to be a person, what will you do?
まさか本当に殺しちゃう気なのかね？
You don't intend to kill the person, right?
そういう風に聞かれると返答に困るけど。
If I'm asked flat out like that, it'd be hard to answer, but...
それしか元の世界に戻る方法がないなら、私は躊躇しないかもしれない。
If that is the only way to return to the former world, perhaps I won't hesitate to do it.
どうせ私の世界から見れば、この世界は妄想や白チュームと同じ。
At any rate, looking from my world's standpoint, this world is the same as a delusion or a daydream.
誰が死んだって、私の世界では生きてるし、関係ないもの。
No matter who I kill, the person would be alive in my world. I didn't have anything to do with it.
なるほどなるほど。
I see, I see.
でもちょっと待ちなさい。
But hold on for a second.
君にとってこの世界は夢の中なのかもしれないが、わしにとってはここは自分の世界でね。
Maybe to you this world is a dream, but this place is the real world to me, you know?
たとえ誰であっても殺されちゃ困る。
No matter who it will be, to be killed is troublesome.
理屈は分かってるし、私も人殺しなんてせずに帰れるなら、それに越したことはないわ。
I know the theory, but if I'm able to go back without being a murderer, I'd never cross that line.
話題を戻そう。
Let's return to the subject.
君に元の世界への帰り方を教えてくれるその羽生はどうやって君にそれを伝えるんだい？
That Hanyu who's telling you the way back to the former world. How does she impart this knowledge?
お告げみたいなものがあるのかい？
Do you receive something like divine revelations?
それとも夢枕に立つ？
Or does she appear in your dreams?
そんな曖昧なものじゃない。
It's not something that vague.
会話するのよ。
I have conversations with her.
ある水晶玉が羽生と私の通信機の役目を果たすの。
A certain crystal globe plays the role of communication device between Hanyu and me. It really does, Jam Chat. It really does, is reminiscent of Keiichi and Idie's conversation in Tatari-Goroshi. Is that so?
わしもその羽生と話すことはできるかね？
Then could I also talk to Hanyu? That was a sharp suggestion. If I let him actually have a conversation with Hanyu, there won't be better evidence than that to prove my ludicrous story. However, I'm a little apprehensive. Even if Hanyu can talk to me, there's the possibility she can't talk to Yamamoto. Given the magical item in my hands, it's a reasonable argument. But maybe it's worth a try. I take out the crystal globe from my pocket.
そのビー玉が通信機かい？
That marble is a communication device?
やっぱりそう思うわよね。
Of course you'd think that's what it was.
私もビー玉だと思ったわ。
I thought it was just a marble too. The light of the crystal globe was very weak. The light just gets dimmer and dimmer, and lately its recovery is also taking longer. Ever since I talked to her a few days ago and the light dwindled, it doesn't recover at all. With a brightness of this degree, it won't be enough yet. It seemed to need a bit more time to recover.
このビー玉に光が宿ってるのがわかる?
Did you notice the light dwelling within this marble?
どうだろう?
I wonder.
光の反射じゃないかい?
Isn't it reflection of the light?
でも綺麗なビー玉だね.
In any case, it's a pretty marble.
ラムネ瓶の玉かい?
Is it a lemon soda bottle ball?
とんでもない。
No way.
グルデ神社の至宝、カムのなんたらとかいうありがたい宝だそうよ。
It is the Furuta Shrine's most valuable asset, a priceless heirloom called the Kamu no something. That's what I heard.
ラムネ瓶の玉に見えるって点では悪いけど、私
フルデ神社の
Oh god damn it, sorry, the PS3 went full screen. I accidentally cut that off. She said anyway, to say it looks like a lemon soda bottle ball is kind of blasphemous, but I think that's what it looks like too. Furuta Shrine is
これでどうやって羽生と会話を?
Then how do you talk to Hanyu?
私は額に当てるようにするわ。
Okay, bye, Oe. Have a good time at work. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. I try to press it against my head.
すると声が聞こえるの。
And then I can hear her voice. Without delay, Yamamoto tries to do that. He closes both eyes and goes, I guess it's impossible. I can't tell if it doesn't work because it's not me doing it, or because its power is weak.
申し訳ないが、わしには聞こえんな。
I'm sorry, but I can't hear her.
君はどうだね?
How about you?
羽生と話すにはある程度の力が回復してないといけない。
To talk to Hanyu, it must recover a certain amount of power.
貸して。
Lend it to me.
私でもダメね。
It doesn't work with me either.
まだ回復しきっていない水晶玉では羽生の声を聞くことができないわ。
With the crystal globe not having recovered yet, it's not possible to hear Hanyu's voice. I hold it tightly against my forehead, but I only feel a pleasantly cool touch. I could not feel signs of her power.
そうか。
I see.
それは残念だ
That's
な。
a pity.
日数を重ねると多少は力が回復するようなの。
It seems the power recovers with time.
時間をもらえればきっとまた会話ができるようになるわ。
If you give me a few days, I'm sure it'll be possible to talk through it again.
その時もう一度試してもらえれば。
When that happens, if you could try again.
そうかい。
I see.
じゃあもし会話ができるようになったら、ぜひわしにも会話をさせてくれないかね。
Then when it's possible to talk through it, would you be sure to allow me to try again?
ええ、もちろんよ。
Yeah, of course.
このままじゃ ただの寝言か世まい事と思われて終わりだもの。
After all, as things are, you'd end up thinking I'm just a strange kid who needs therapy.
その失礼な誤解を解かなくちゃ後味が悪いわ。
To not solve that misunderstanding will leave a bad aftertaste.
その水晶玉の神通力はどのくらいの時間を待てば回復するんだい？
How much longer do we have to wait until the supernatural powers of the crystal globe recover?
もう少しだと思
I think just a bit more.
う。もう一晩も待てばひょっとすると大丈夫かもしれない。
Maybe if we wait one more night, it'll be all right.
力が戻ったらあなたに教えるわ。
When the power returns, I'll tell you.
ありがとう。待ってるよ。
Thank you. I'll be waiting.
もし羽生と話をさせてくれたら、わしも君が元の世界へ帰れるように協力しようじゃないか。
If you let me talk to Hanyu, I'll cooperate so that you can go back to your other world.
どうだね。
What do you think?
本当に？
Really? That single word, cooperate, penetrated deeply into my heart. The fact that a person who comprehends my existence, aside from Hanyu, exists, is certainly very heartwarming. Besides, with two people, the effort required to check all the books in that huge pile would be cut in half. Being as busy as I am now, it made me very happy. On the other hand, I think about Yamamoto's feelings. To Yamamoto, at the moment I am a dangerous person, suggesting that I'm quite capable of committing even a murder, thanks to a delusion. All the things he said, where it seems like he comprehended me, is just an effort to continue communicating with me, and doesn't mean he really believes what I'm saying. But if Hanyu and Yamamoto managed to talk, all those ideas would have been blown away, and he'd have to believe the supernatural phenomenon. Hanyu and I. At any rate, even if Hanyu and I can talk, I guess it's quite possible that Yamamoto won't be able to hear anything. Even if I convey her messages, he probably won't believe me with just that. But nevertheless, I have to try. I'll challenge anything without giving up before trying. I should have learned that lesson in my 100 years.
約束よ。
It's a promise.
ちゃんと羽生と話ができたら信じて。
If you could talk to Hanyu, please believe me.
会うしか言わない。およそ神様っぽくないやつだけどね。
She says, "Ow, ow, ow," a lot,
and she doesn't look like a god at all.
約束するよ。
I promise.
羽生と話をさせてくれたら、君の話を信じよう。
Oh, that was the other guy.
I promise. If you let me talk to Hanyu, I'll believe your story.
でも、もし羽生と話ができなかったらどうする？
If you let me talk to Hanyu.
Oh yeah, it was him saying that. If you let me talk to Hanyu, I'll believe your story. But if I can't talk to Hanyu, what will we do?
I didn't expect him to possibly reply like that and get perplexed.
どうするって言われても
Even if you say, what do we do?
君が勝ったら、君の話を信じる約束になってる。
If you win, I promise I'll believe your story.
Then, じゃあ、わしが勝ったら、君がわしの話を信じるという約束にしないかな。
Then if you win, will you promise to believe mine?
どうだね？公平だろ？
You're saying, what about it? That's fair, right?
山本の何の話を信じろと
Yamamoto's story. What kind of story do I have to believe? Well, even without hearing it, I can imagine what it is. He'll probably ask me to be admitted into a rather large hospital and let them take to make a detailed examination of my head. Naturally, since I don't have anything abnormal, the result of the examination will say nothing. With that, will he say I need mental care and give me psychotropic drugs? In the past, I guess I heard it from Rena. She said there are drugs that leave you terribly lethargic, and you start even not to ever be able to think or do anything. Dangerous patients think about bad things and put bad things into practice. It seems those drugs ended up shutting out both things. To swallow them is the same as to be killed. In this case, the conditions seemed to be equivalent, but it looked like the game balance was unfavorable to me from the start. As I thought, I should not have told the incorrigible Yamamoto guy about this. Now, regret fills my heart. If I said something like it was all a joke, did you believe it? Nipa! Now, would I deceive him about all of it? Am I make that my last resort? I guess I should wait until for the Kamino whatever to recover.
Let Yamamoto try to communicate with it, and use that as the last resort in case of failure. I won't throw away the small possibility of Yamamoto becoming my ally before trying. Then I'll neatly clear my schedule tomorrow for Rika-chan.
じゃあ明日はちゃんとリカちゃんのために予定を空けておこう。それでいいかい？
Is that all right for you? He pulls a memo pad from his pocket and proposes that while checking the other things on his schedule. I nod without objections.
Rika-chan.
Okay, you guys, there's going to be around a 10-minute break right now. I'm going to see you in about 10 minutes, alright? I need to take care of a few things, okay?
Okay. There we go. I just need to refresh a bit. And I'll get started in a bit. Yeah, I think from the way it's going, the one next Saikoroshi stream will probably be my last one. Thank you, Apparition. Thank you for sticking with me. I'm sorry. It's nearly midnight where I am. I just need to recharge or else I get really sleepy and unless the story is at a really exciting portion. Then, like, my body is automatically already awake. Like that time in Minagoroshi where I could stay up till freaking 3 a.m. just because the story was being really exciting. That happens sometimes. Okay, so let's get back to the way things are. With Satoshi right here. Rika-chan,
ちょっといいかい?
do you have a minute? After school, when the rain had ceased, I was thinking about going home again before it started. And I was stopped by Satoshi. When I look, Mion and Reina are together with him too. Haha, now I'm the one with the harem. Eat shit, Keiichi. You never came. Now it's my turn. I'm just kidding. Looks like I've been forced to stop by the upperclassmen brigade. If their faces weren't so calm, I'd have suspected it'd be some kind of intervention for what I did to Satoko during lunch break.
何かご用なのですか?
Is there something you'd like to ask me? Sort of.
少しお話ししたいなって思って。
We want to talk to you for a bit.
お昼休みのことなのですか?
Is it about what happened at lunch?
それもあるし、
There's that too.
さとこをお椅子で叩いたりとかしてごめんなさいなのです。
I'm very sorry for hitting Satoko with the chair. Without even hiding my discouragement, I recite that meaningless apology.
怖がらないでよ、リカちゃん。
Don't be scared, Rika-chan.
別に私たちはリカちゃんを叱ろうとかそういうつもりで呼び止めたんじゃないんだよ。
We're not here to scold you.
ならどうして呼び止めたのですか?
Then why'd you stop me?
まあ単刀直入に言うとさ、
Let's get right to the point.
みんなで仲良くなるためにどうしたらいいだろうねって相談だよ。
We had a discussion to see what we could do so that everyone could get along.
たださ、
But, you know,
一応理解してほしいんだよね。
just in case, I'd like you to understand one thing.
今の現状を招いたのはリカちゃんにも多少の責任があるってこと。
You're part of the reason things have gone as far as they have.
ミオン、そんなことを今わざわざ言わなくても。
Mion, you don't need to say something like that so bluntly.
こういうのを教えてあげるのも上級生の役割だと思うけどな。
But I think that teaching the younger kids is a job the upperclassmen have to do.
違う?
Am I wrong? It seems they're turning this into something quite bothersome. It also seems that it might become even worse for me if I try to deal with it, so I decide to pretend I'm listening instead. Interpreting my silence as embarrassment, Reina started talking to me with an all the more apparent cheerfulness.
リカちゃんだってみんなとお友達で楽しく遊べたら素敵だって思うでしょ?
Rika-chan, you also think it's been nice to be friends with everyone and to really have lots and lots of fun playing together, right?
それでね。
And You know?
みんなでね、仲良く遊べるようにはどうすればいいのか、私たち考えたの。
We thought about what we could do so that everyone could play together as friends.
なんだと思うかな？
What do you think it is? It is!
わかりませんです。
I don't know.
リカちゃんは知らないと思うけど、ミオンってね。
Probably Rika-chan doesn't know this yet, but
いろんなゲームを持ってるんだよ。
Mion has a lot of different kinds of games.
ね。
See?
Oh my god!
まあ、昔の趣味だけどね。
Yeah, they're gonna have the club. Oh my god. Well, it's just an old hobby.
小さい頃にどういうわけかボードゲームとかカードゲームをすごく集めてた時期があってね。
When I was little, for some reason, there was a period when I collected board games and card games.
最近は全然興味ないんだけど、まあ捨てるわけじゃなし、大量に在庫があったりするわけよ。
I'm not really interested in them anymore. But well, not that I throw them away. I had a huge pile of them.
楽しそうなゲームがいっぱいあるのに、全然遊んでなくて埃をかぶってるなんてもったいないよね。
To have so many fun-looking games and then not play any of them, leaving them to collect dust would sure be a waste.
私、あの泥棒役がサングラスかけて遊ぶイギリスの泥棒ゲームやってみたいな。
I'd like to try playing that English thief game, when the one who plays the thief uses sunglasses.
僕は木の枝をどんどんつなげていくあの積み木みたいなゲームをやってみたいよ。
And I'd like to try playing the one that has the building blocks, where we connect one block after another.
どのマニュアルも英語なんだけどな。
All the manuals are in English, though.
シオンの野郎がそういうののマニュアルを読むのだけは得意だったっけ？
That bastard Shion used to be good at reading them at least.
シオンに聞けば早いけど、学園行っちゃったからな。
If we asked Shion, it'd probably be faster. But she's at boarding school right now.
なら、みんなで読んで理解しようよ。
Then, let's all try to read and understand them.
それもきっと楽しいよ。
I'm sure that'd be fun too.
そうだね。
That's right.
みんなで同じルールでゲームするなら、たとえ間違ってても公平だしね。
If everyone plays the game by the same rules, even if those rules are wrong, it'd still be fair.
ね、楽しそうでしょ？
Hey, looks fun, right?
放課後にみんなで集まってゲームで遊ぶゲーム部って部活を始めようって思ってるの。
Everyone will gather after school and play games, so we all think we should start a games club.
ゲーム部、
Games club?
部活。
You mean club activities?
クラスの誰もが参加できるんだよ。
Anyone in the class can participate.
そこでみんなで遊んでいるうちに、きっとリカちゃんもいつの間にかみんなの輪に溶け込んでると思うんだ。
While everyone plays together, Rika-chan, I'm certain that before you realize it, you'll be part of everyone's circle of friends.
クラスで一人だけ浮いちゃってるあんたを溶け込ませてあげようっていう上級生の心遣いってわけよ。
Since you've been the only one isolated from the rest of the class, consider it as a gift from the upperclassmen to help you out.
だからミオン、そういうことは言わなくても。
Hey, Mion, we don't need a play-by-play.
最近は少し気の毒な感じもしてきたけど、実際のとこ私は今のリカちゃんの孤立は多少自業自得なところもあったんじゃないかって思ってる。
To be honest, I've been feeling kind of sorry for you, but I also think the present state of isolation you're in is kind of your own fault. My own fault? With those words, Reina and Satoshi become silent. Somehow, what Mion said seems to be a common opinion shared by everyone in the class.
自得なのですか？
My own fault? Naturally, even though I'm the person they're directing this message to, I don't have a clue what they're talking about. Even if they are talking about the Frederika from before I came here, to me, it's like they're talking about another person. However, that blank way of speaking I've developed seemed to have looked like a lack of understanding
due to being too young. They sigh lightly. Their behavior feels unpleasant, for it seems I'm being told to look inside my own heart. I want to stop this charade already.
まだみんなが引っ越してっちゃう前さ、
Before everyone moved away, you know.
リカちゃんってさ、お姫様だったよね。
Rika-chan, you were like a little princess, right?
お姫様ですか。
Little princess?
そう、
That's right.
お姫様。
A little princess.
リカちゃんは男の子たちのグループの中で何でもチヤホヤしてもらえるお姫様だったよね。
In the group of boys, Rika-chan was just a little princess who could get them to pamper you, or whatever you wanted.
自分からは何もせず、常に彼らに何かをさせる。
Without doing anything yourself, you always had them do your bidding.
富田くんや岡村くん覚えてる？
Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun, do you remember them?
あの二人なんかは特にあんたが好きだったみたいだから、あんたが言うことは何でもしたよね。
It looked like those two really liked you. They did everything you said.
あんたはその上にあぐらをかいて涼しそうにしてるだけだった。
And you just remained there, nonchalantly taking advantage of every single one of them.
そしてあんたに好意のある男の子たちを競わせるようなことをして、いっつも漁夫の利のような感じでちゃっかりとこうしてる。
And then you did things in order to make those boys compete against one another. And always profited by making others fight.
そんなのを不愉快に思ってる子も少なくなかったんだよ。
There were a lot of kids who didn't like that.
だからそういう男の子たちが偶然にもみんな引っ越しちゃって、あんただけが取り残された時、ざまあみろって言ってる子もいたんだよ。
And when all of those boys coincidentally moved at once, and you alone were left behind, there were even kids that were saying, "Serves you right."
That was not me.
リカちゃん、
Rika-chan,
君にしてる話だよ。
she's talking to you.
みーちゃんの話、聞いてあげて。
Listen to what Mi-chan is saying.
聞いてますですよ。
I'm listening.
聞いてないよ。
You're not.
リカちゃんは自分とは関係ない話だと思ってる。
Rika-chan, you look like this has nothing to do with you.
そうでしょ？
Is that right?
Even if she is Reina, it seems her sharp perception of people's feelings is the same. I like to think it was just a guess, but she was dead on.
レイナもよしなよ。
Reina, you stop it too.
リカちゃんはもうそれを十分反省したと思うよ。
I think that Rika-chan's already feeling bad enough about that.
ど
I
う
got
かな？
okay. I got Satoshi's voice back there.
I wonder about that.
反省したとはまだ聞いてないし、
I still didn't hear from her that she's reflected.
その様子からだと、私たちに言われるまで気づきもしなかったって風だよ。
Just from looking at her, it seemed she didn't realize until she was told by us.
だからよしなって。
That's why I'm telling you to stop.
僕たちはリカちゃんをいじめたいわけじゃないんだ。
It's not that we want to bully Rika-chan.
本当の意味でリカちゃんと友達になりたいって思ってるんだよ。
We really do feel like becoming best friends with you.
それには僕たちもリカちゃんもこれまでの関係を変えていく努力をしていかなくちゃならない。
In order to do that, everyone has to cooperate in order to change the relationship we've had so far. Their words felt unpleasant for some reason, because the things they said were not about Frederika. They sounded like they were said to me. Am I a little princess? There was no guarantee that I wasn't actually like that. I'm the most loved of the club members. I'm pampered by Rena and the boys of the class. I sneer at Satoko and Keiichi's blunders, and I comfortably take advantage of their efforts. Without doing anything by myself, All I ever do is greedily devour the goodwill given to me by others. That certainly was about me. That was about the me who became alienated for not wanting to accept this sad and lonely world. But there's no reason for them to be saying it to me. So for some reason, it didn't make any sense, and yet was unpleasant.
部活にはね、サトコも加えようと思うんだ。
We'll let Satoko join the club as well.
サトコだって意地っ張りだから直接はなかなか言えないけど、リカちゃんと仲直りしたいって思ってるんだよ。
Satoko is stubborn too. She probably won't be able to say it directly, but I think she'd really like to make friends with you, Rika-chan.
どう？
What do you think?
ゲーム部の部活にリカちゃんも参加してみない？
Rika-chan joining our games club too?
きっと楽しいと思うよ。
I'm sure it'll be fun.
こんなあたりからでもさ。
And then from around here, you see?
自分を変えようと小さな努力を始めてみない？
Will you try to start to make a little effort to change yourself?
ってこと。
Is what we mean.
最初はギクシャクすることもあるかもしれない。
In the beginning, maybe you'll feel awkward.
でもね、きっとそのうち仲良しになれると思うの。
But, you know, I'm sure we'll eventually be able to become friends.
だってみんなもリカちゃんとお友達になりたいと思ってるし。
I think that everyone wants to become friends with Rika-chan too.
リカちゃんもみんなとお友達になりたいと思ってるなら、双方が手を伸ばし合ってるんだもん。
And if Rika-chan feels the same way, both parties will be reaching out their hands to each other.
届かないわけない。
And there's no way they won't reach.
もう僕たちは伸ばしてるんだよ。
And we are already reaching out our hands to you.
あとはリカちゃんが掴むだけ。
All you have to do is grab on. I feel like I've heard Keiichi or someone else saying something very similar in another world. I'm sure those words would be a very pleasant thing for Frederika, but not for me. For the Frederika who existed before I took over this body. To me, this world is a fake world inside a dream, and I'm in the middle of a search. I don't have time to hang around with them. But their feelings for Frederika are not fake. I couldn't find an answer to how I should react to their feelings. Sorry, I felt like a spider or something was crawling on me. Jeez. Whew, I had to jump there for a second. I don't see anything nearby, but... that was creepy. But their feelings for Frederika are not fake. I couldn't find an answer to how I should react to their feelings.
リカちゃん、ごめんね。
Rika-chan, I'm sorry.
実はさっきお手洗いに行くとき、保健室で山本先生としてる話、ちょっとだけ聞いちゃったの。
Earlier when I went to the bathroom, I ended up hearing just a bit of the conversation you were having with Dr. Yamamoto in the infirmary.
Oh God. Reina puts up an apologetic expression. To think there was another person hearing that conversation, that certainly a person of this world would think upon hearing it to be pure nonsense. And if that person feels disgusted in me for that and doesn't want to get near me anymore, I can understand. But I kind of couldn't understand why it ended up like this.
リカちゃんが言ってた世界って、みんなが仲良しのとっても楽しい世界なんだよね。
The world Rika-chan was talking about. It was a world where everyone got along and had fun, right?
リカちゃんはそこへ帰りたいって言ってたよね。
Rika-chan, you want to go back there, right?
だからね、私たち話し合って、リカちゃんがその世界に戻れる方法を考えたの。
So you see, we discussed and figured out a way Rika-chan would be able to go back there.
と言っても、もちろん引っ越しちゃった富田くんや岡村くんたちを呼び戻すわけじゃないけどね。
Of course, it doesn't mean we can call in Tabita-kun or Okamura-kun, who already moved away.
Yeah.
元の世界へ戻ることって誰もが望むことだと思うけど、それって絶対できないことだと思うの。
Yeah, I think everyone wants to go back to our old world, but I think that's an absolutely impossible thing. Huh?
I'm startled. There's no way Reina would be able to understand about me or the former world. In spite of that, Reina's words feel profoundly meaningful and pierce into my heart.
壊れたコップのかけらをどう未練がましく拾おうとしてもね、かけらはかけら。
No matter how stubbornly we try to pick up the pieces of a broken glass, the fragments are fragments.
一度砕けちゃったものはもう戻らないの。
What's been broken once can't go back.
でもね、コップは一つじゃない。
But you know what? That glass isn't the only one out there.
壊れたコップは惜しいだろうけど、また探せばいいんだよ。
I guess it's a pity when one breaks, but we should search for others.
でも、砕けたコップのかけらを見つめてうなだれているうちは、絶対に見つけられない。
However, we definitely won't be able to find them if we just hang our heads staring at the pieces of the broken glass.
つまりね、リカちゃん。
In other words,
引っ越してしまったリカちゃんの親しかった友達はもう呼び戻せないけど。
we can't call back Rika-chan's close friends who've already moved away.
なら、それに負けないくらいの友達をまた作ればいいんだよ。
But in that case, you can make other friends, ones just as good as the ones you had before.
きっと、そうして作った世界は、リカちゃんの元の世界に限りなく近い世界になると思うの。
I'm sure that by doing that, the world you built will become something that is infinitely closer to Rika-chan's old world.
もちろん、全く同じにはならない。
Naturally, it won't exactly be the same thing.
でもね、それが一番元の世界に近づける方法だと思うな。
But you see, I think that is the best method to get as close as you can.
そうすることでさ、
Sometimes,
前よりも素敵な関係を築けるってことはあるよね。
you might end up with something even better than before.
雨降って地面がなんとやらって言うでしょ。
It's like they say, with the fall of the rain, the earth's surface... whatever, something right?
どう？
What do you think,
リカちゃん。
Rika-chan?
僕たちもリカちゃんがみんなに早く馴染めるよう応援する。
We'll all root for you, hoping you'll manage to become familiar with everyone quickly.
だから僕たちと一緒に頑張ってみないかな。
So will you try to make an effort together with us? Those kind words
If they were told to the Rika of this world, she should probably break down crying. However, seeing that I took her over, Frederika is not here anymore. The Frederika they're calling out to is not a dweller of this world anymore. I think I'd rather return this body to Frederika. If I did that, I guess the one person who lives at the border of a parallel world, me, would manage to obtain a chance to convert fate into a happy world, bit by bit. That's only if I return to the former world and manage to return this leftover body to Frederika. But that's not possible, because for me to leave this world, it will be necessary to use a method similar to returning the fragment from this world to the world of the gods. In other words, my death. I won't be able to leave except through my death. And it means that when I took over Frederika, it was the same thing as Frederika already being dead. But perhaps there's at least one method to return this body to Frederika. That would be my death in a different shape. Notably, I'm not a parasite or anything. To put it into words, I'd say I'm a personality aware of different worlds. No, maybe I could even say I'm just memories aware of different worlds. So in other words, if the things about those different worlds were forgotten, that would mean the same as my death. Since Frederika has only this world, I'll live in this world with all my might. By doing that, I will be gradually forgotten. The worlds I was living in will become vague. And I'll give everything I have in order to live in this world I'm living now. In other words, it's possible I just need to decide to give up about the former world and live in this world. Maybe it'll be different from the former world, as Rena says, but it's the best method to bring me closer to that former world. Maybe it'll be a little different from the former world, but the club is about to be formed. The number of classmates is half what it should be, and Satoshi is here in Keiichi's place. Satoko isn't my best friend, but depending on how we deal with each other from now on, maybe we'll be able to reclaim our friendship, even if it's not as perfect as it had been in other worlds. I hear Hinamizawa will be sunk in half a year, but at my new home, I guess I can make an effort to make new friends again. It's not a cruel fate to Frederika. It's an equal and fair fate to all the people living in this world. I am the only exception to the rule, discontent with that fate and asking too much. I don't know. For which world should I try to fight? I recall Reina's words. A broken glass won't be able to return to the way it was. And we won't be able to find a new glass while we lament about it. I wonder which sort of metaphor could be applied to the glass. The glass exists to be filled with water. Perhaps that water could be called happiness. The glass breaks, and the happiness inside it scatters around. Since the glass broke, we can't store the happiness in it and get sidetracked. But if we can change our minds to fill a new glass with new happiness, without being attached to that broken glass forever, maybe a new world will open up for us.
But however similar, that world will be different from the former world. The search for the key to return to the former world is so difficult. This is a temptation directed at weak hearts, to make them give up midway, isn't it? Didn't I vow to make any kind of effort possible to return to the former world? If I break that vow, Hanyu, who is betting that fate on me, will be left behind all alone forever. And I'll be the only one to become happy thanks to the path I've chosen. I have no obligation to make Hanyu happy, but Hanyu was the friend who guided me during 100 years, as a partner, a comrade. So even if I choose to follow that temptation, I need Hanyu's approval first. In other words, now, I was not qualified to give an immediate reply to their proposal.
本当にありがとうです。
I truly thank you.
とても嬉しく思いますのです。
I really appreciate it.
大丈夫。
Don't worry.
僕たちがきっと守ってあげるから。
We'll protect you.
だからこの学校が廃校になっちゃうまでの時間、
So,
いっぱい楽しい思い出作りをしようよ。
so before this school is closed, let's create lots of fun and happy memories.
いえ、
No, I mean...
少しだけ心の整理をしたいのです。
I'd like to sort out of my heart a bit first.
は
Huh?
何を乙女チックなことを。
What's up with that maidenly response?
別にサトシがあんたに告ったわけでもないでしょうが。
It's not like Satoshi confessed his feelings for you or anything, you know.
みーちゃん、余計なことは言わないの。
Mi-chan, don't say such unnecessary things.
私はリカちゃんの気持ち、ちょっぴりだけわかるよ。
I understand a little bit of what Rika-chan's feeling right now.
だから、リカちゃんが心の整理をつけるの、待ってるからね。
So we'll be waiting for Rika-chan to sort out her heart.
ありがとうです。
Thank you.
もし、お願いするときは、どうか、このフルでリカを、みんなの仲間に加えてやってくださいです。
At the time, I ask you, please, let me, Frederika, be everyone's friend. I apologetically lower my head. That was all I could do in this situation. I declined their proposal to go back home with everyone, and went home alone instead, because I thought that going back home, having fun with everyone, was a privilege especially for Frederika. This is not a thing I, Frederika Bernkastel, should be given. I wonder, what am I? I wonder if it wouldn't be better if a ball came flying again and hit my head. The Frederika of this world was taken over by me, all because of that accident. Then, if I was hit again, I wonder if I would disappear and return this body to the real Frederika of this world. There wouldn't be anything to hesitate about their proposal, if only I were not me. Certainly, this world is very sad compared to the previous world I was in. But this world has something characteristic about it. And there's a positive objective of becoming happy in this world's way. If I didn't know about the other world, I wouldn't even be able to hide my tears at the presentation of the happiness I'd possibly be able to grasp again. I wonder if these contradictory sentiments are from the Frederika sleeping inside me. Those sentiments felt me as an annoyance and condemned me for putting their proposal on hold, and the reason why I was going back home all alone.
ただいま。
I'm home.
おかえりなさい。
Welcome back. Usually, when my mother said welcome back, in no time she'd ask about today's homework and such. But today it didn't happen.
リカ、
Rika,
台所にいらっしゃい。
come to the kitchen. I bet the doctor called the house. For some reason, my mother's voice was cheerful and easygoing. What does she want? I wonder if she wants to surprise me in a good sense or something. But I couldn't think of any reason why today was special. People's expectations come out in their voices. For the time being, I felt like I should show up. Leaving my belongings in my room, I headed towards the kitchen. When I go there, even though it's probably not time for that yet, my mother was starting to prepare dinner. I wonder if something good happened, because my mother is in a good mood. Annually, around this time with the Watanagashi festival getting closer, she often gets impatient due to the many preparations and arrangements. Knowing that way too well, I was bewildered and don't understand the cause of my mother's good mood. I ask her what she wants. And then she made a proposition I haven't heard even once in these 100 years.
お母さんと一緒に今日はカレーを作りましょうね。
Let's cook together with Mom today, okay?
立派なのを作ってお父さんを驚かせちゃおう。
Let's make a splendid curry and surprise Dad.
うん。
Okay. I don't like curry that much. Oh, that's a shame, Rika, because I love curry. But I feel that... Hello, T. Nice to see you here at the end. Thank you for always coming. It really makes the endings of the streams really nice just to see you pop in. That is really sweet of you. I feel that the me of 100 years before, in other words, not me, but Frederika, liked it. So I at least could understand that my mother, inviting not the me of now but Frederika to make curry, was saying that she wanted to please her daughter. I don't like my mother all that much. I hated how hysteric she got and how she spoke in a way that cornered others. That's why, when I'm treated with kindness like this, the reasons why I've grown to dislike her also end up disappearing. While sounding out what would be the reason for my mother's change of heart, I decide to join her so as not to harm her mood for now.
じゃあ、じゃがいもの皮を剥きましょうか。
Then, let's peel the potatoes.
包丁でできる？
Can you handle a kitchen knife?
危ないから皮剥き器を使いなさい。
It's dangerous, so use the peeler.
うん。
Okay. In fact, I can handle a kitchen knife. I could handle it so easily I could make a long kimono sash by peeling a radish. But I won't show that the daughter can handle a kitchen knife more freely than the mother and smash my mother's honor. Here, I decide to let her save face. My mother probably started using a kitchen knife a decade and several years ago at most. However, I've been using one for several decades. When you compare the positions of decade and several, my experience is on a completely different level. For this reason, for being so proud of being able to handle a kitchen knife better than my mother, for wanting to boast to my mother, maybe I ended up trampling on my mother's feeling of wanting to teach her daughter how to use a kitchen knife. One would expect a parent to have lived longer than her child. That's why a child respects the things the parent learned from a life longer than theirs. However, in a case of a witch like me, the child has lived longer than the parent and learned much more than her. I thought that perhaps I did not learn the things I really should have. Because the more obediently I listen what my mother says like this, the less hysterical she becomes later on. If I don't feel like respecting my mother as my senior in life, even my mother won't feel like behaving like a senior in life. And in the end, all that remained between us was a cold and unpleasant mother-daughter relationship. If I had been more like a daughter, if I had feigned ignorance and learned how to be like a child, maybe the relationship with my mother would have been this much more peaceful. In other words, my mother is Frederika's mother. She's not the mother of a witch who lived 100 years. If I think back, it was natural that she was cold to me.
ねえ、こうして煮えにくいものから順番にお鍋に入れていくのよ。
Here, you put things in the pot in order, starting with the things that boil slowly, like this.
うん。
Okay.
玉ねぎはいつ入れるの？
When do we put the onions in?
玉ねぎは煮すぎると溶けちゃうから最後でいいのよ。
If you cook the onions too much, they'll melt, so they can be the last to go in.
リカが頑張って切った玉ねぎだもんね。
Rika did her best to cut the onions, right?
きっと美味しくなるわよ。
I'm sure it'll turn out delicious. Right. My mother seems very happy, with a caring smile on her face. That smile is very warm. Even though after 100 years, I was supposed to have completely forgotten. It took me even less than a moment to remember. My parents always die in 1981. I can't overturn that fate at all. Besides, even if we can't get along well from the start, even if they disappear, it wouldn't matter to me. As those thoughts began piling up, my concern for my parents disappeared. And the more my heart and my parents' hearts missed each other, the more we fell into a vicious cycle. I've been thinking I have nothing to gain in this world, but I had no idea I'd eventually realize such an important thing. If it's a mother like this, maybe spending time together will be filled with warmth and happiness. That's right. Maybe the reason I refused my mother's warmth was because I wanted to relieve the sadness of their passing. If the fate of Showa 56 or 1981 can't be overturned, then I might as well grow to hate them. I wonder if that way of thinking was the root of it. My mother in this world won't disappear, even after Showa 56. She'll be here forever after this too. I'm a bit envious of Frederika. And now I'm driven by the will to return the me of this world to Frederika. The former world and this world are very different. Keiichi is not here. Shion is not here. Hanyu is not here. But in their place, Satoshi is here, and my parents. There was no club, but they're about to start it up. Satoko might not be my friend now, but it's possible that she'll become so soon. I compare the former world and this world, but I don't know which one of them I should choose. I decide to entrust the decision to Hanyu. That's right. My fate is not mine alone. It is also Hanyu's. Whatever choice I make, I must not decide without consulting her. Hey, AJ! Nice to see you. The previous world and this world both exist because Hanyu lent me her power. If Hanyu had not lent me her power, I would have been done for in the very first world. I've had my belly cut open by Takano, and it'd be the end. I put the lid on the curry pot and let it simmer. It's okay, AJ, I'm sorry. You could always watch the stream afterwards, if you wanted to. I think I'm approaching where I'm gonna stop for today soon, but I'm gonna still keep going as for now because I got my second wind. Meanwhile, my father arrived home and looked forward to the curry the two of us made together. After that, urged by my mother, I set the table. If we were in the usual show of 56, being ordered about by my mother would be very annoying. However, being told to do things by the mother of this world didn't feel like trouble at all.
Rika はみんなのお皿にご飯を盛り付けてちょうだい。
Oh, that's really sweet of you, AJ. You don't have to feel bad, though. But thank you. I do appreciate it. Thank you. Rika, please dish up the rice onto everyone's plate for me.
できる？
Can you do it?
うん、
Sure.
できますです。
I can do that. Of course I can do such a thing, idiot. In the past, I've thought about saying that many times, but I don't feel that way now. I open up the steaming rice cooker and dished up the rice. Then my mother brings a piping hot curry pot and shares it into everyone's plates.
Oh, すごいね。
Ooh, amazing.
リカが盛り付けたご飯に母さんが作ってくれたカレーか。
The rice Rika dished up and the curry mom made, huh?
うん、美味しそうだ。
Looks delicious.
違うわよ。ねえ。
That's not true, right?
カレーもリカと一緒に作ったのに。失礼なお父さんね。
I made the curry together with Rika. What a rude dad, isn't he? Me? I withdraw myself. I withdraw because Frederika shouts that I am not necessary. I give myself back to Frederika and enjoy this happy family meal from the bottom of my heart. Where the crooked potatoes show up, we presently laugh to each other. I don't cut potatoes clumsily. But since Frederika is still extremely clumsy, this kind of thing happens as well. And curry, if all the ingredients are the same, will have nothing but the taste of the roux sold on the market. So if it's the same roux, no matter how much you make it in 100 years' time, the taste will be the same. But at least this curry had a different taste. I was shedding tears for the Frederika I had lost, Note to the me that I had lost. Frederika takes back the warmth she was forgetting. I wonder if a ball came flying again and hit my head. If that happened, I'd faint once, and I woke up, I'd have forgotten about me. Wouldn't it be the best happy ending of all? I am a defect of sorts. I, thinking that this world is defective from my alternate world point of view, am a defect myself. In that case, just what is that world I reached after my 100 years of travel? Keiichi and Rena, Mion, Satoko, and Shion. Was the happiness of that world that everyone achieved just a dream? That's not true. That world was the world where I took lessons for more than 100 years, a glorious world everyone achieved by believing in one another. It was full of a different kind of happiness from this world. Both of them shine, and none of them is better or worse than the other. In the end, maybe there's no such thing as superiority or inferiority in a world. I was only in a world of extremes of being killed by Takano or not. That's why I ended up reaching the point of thinking about the countless worlds in two categories, success or failure. But this multitude of worlds is not so simple as to be thought of as duality. Will tomorrow's meal be hamburger or grilled celery? It's not a matter of which of the two is the success and the failure. In both worlds, there's the happiness of being able to spend a fun dinner with my family. What if tonight's dinner were reversed for each one at the dining table? Asking that would be the height of inelegance. In the first place, everyone's dinner tonight is the same. The former world and this world. None of them is better or worse. I have to recognize that. I still don't know where the fragment through which I can return to the former world is. But if I don't know it, and the power of the crystal globe through which I get in contact with Hanyu ends up vanishing, I shall vanish as a defect, and return this body to Frederika. Sorry. From Frederika's point of view, she could certainly say that I went back to the former world. Oh, sorry. Just like how I pretended that this world was a world inside a daydream. To Frederika, my world is the daydream. The delusion of the defect, me, will only disappear inside of a daydream. Maybe the method to go back to the former world is irrelevant. Which of the two will I choose as the real world? Maybe that's what it's all about. Oh God, wow, that was really emotional, jeez. Hold on a second. Oh God. We've gone 2.5 hours right now. I think that that should be good enough for this for this set, and I think next time we are going to finish Saikoroshi. Just based on other factors, I know. I think next time should be the final final part we go through.
You guys are so awesome, you know? Thank you so much for staying with me through this stream. Yeah, T, it's time for me to go to sleep, and I think you too. Thank you guys so much for coming. I'm not crashing, I'm just sad. Well, not sad, but really just, that was just really emotional. Because, I don't know, family dinners were just something really important to me. Like, maybe not at home, but when we went out all together. Thanks, apparition. So whenever that gets talked about like that, I just get really sentimental. I'm sorry. So, you know, for now, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. And, you are all the sweetest of hearts. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time for the conclusion of Saikoroshi. Good night.